Hey everybody, welcome to Absolute Madness. I'm out here in Laguna Beach, California, where Rivian invited me out and then I flew myself out to check out the new R2. And that was an expected vehicle. And then out of the blue, they revealed a second and a third vehicle. Meet the Rivian R3 and the Rivian R3X. And this is one of the most exciting reveals of the year. I can't wait to tell you about this vehicle, the X variant. But we gotta start out with the standard one. We gotta have our peas before we can get to our dessert. Now, what is the R3? Well, this is an upcoming fully electric crossover that's quite different from the R1S and R1T that Rivian currently makes. And here, we're gonna scoot around to the front of this car. Have to throw some bows at these events. Now, the front end design, well, that screams Rivian. You got that continuous light bar, you got the ovals, you got the LED main beams. That's all pretty expected. But the size of it is minuscule compared to the 3-row R1S or, of course, the R1T truck. Now, the platform, it's based on the R2, all right? But it's something like 5 inches shorter than the R2. And the R2 is already an inch and a half shorter than a Model Y. So this is like 6.5 inches overall length shorter than a Tesla Model Y. Now, Rivians have a reputation for off-road ability. They are chunky, they are big tire, they got toe points. The standard R3 is a little bit of a new direction. You'll notice no toe points in the front. We got street tires on this concept. We got the Scorpion MS by Pirelli, which is an all-season tire, a 20-inch wheel. So this is not a vehicle intended for rock crawling. This is a small electric crossover ready to tackle your commute, maybe some snow, maybe some super light trails to get you to the trailhead. Now the interior shares a lot with the R1S. And we can see that. You got that main central display, not a lot of physical buttons, dials, knobs, nothing like that. It's all integrated into that center screen. The steering wheel, however, is a little different. Same basic overall motive as the R1 products, but you've got these haptic scroll wheels now to control various vehicle functions. And then, of course, you still have that screen in front of the driver, so you got your speed and your vitals there, which I love. So you don't have to look over to the center for everything. 2 glove boxes. So people gave Rivian heck on the R1 products. They didn't have any. It's got one on the passenger and one in the middle. So they've kind of overcompensated a little bit. And then check out these seats. So really a 4-piece design. You got the headrest separate from the upper bolster, separate from the lower portion, and then of course the base. And what's cool about these seats, unfortunately this vehicle is locked, but you can see it's kind of a cool wool material on the leather. So it's a really interesting look. Man, I'm really excited about this thing. As we come around up to the roof, full glass roof, you can get a little peek into the inside, maybe some of the rear seat room. And then we've got tie downs up here, so it still has some adventure capability. Making our way down the side, relatively flat side with one character line that starts at the front, continues all the way to the rear, and then of course the flush door handles along the side. Check out the rear end though. This angle, that right there is the coolest part of the R3. So both the R1 products and the new R2, vertical tailgates. This R3 comes down at a slant before making its way vertical, kind of like a Mark I Volkswagen Golf, kind of like a Lancia Delta Integrale. It's got a little bit of rally car in it. And then out back, we have this recessed tail lamp that once again continues across the width of the vehicle, and Rivian, spelled out large and proud, badging down there along the rear gate. Really cool, and I do believe this is a split tailgate, so you can open up the top portion if you want to have longer items hang out. You can see the seats can fold down, you got a little pass-through there perhaps. This vehicle is still pretty early in its development, but it looks really, really developed. I'm really excited by how almost production intent this vehicle looks. Very, very cool. Now, let's talk about the one we all want to know about. This is something truly unusual, R3X. Now, R3 comes in a few different motor configurations. A single motor, 2-wheel drive, dual motor, all-wheel drive, and tri-motor all-wheel drive. The tri-motor has the 2 motors on the rear axle for additional performance. And the R3X, well, this thing is ultimate rally car mode. So check out this wheel tire package, 255/55 R19, almost like a rotiform style wheel, or maybe I'm getting that wrong, but like a Sparco. That's the company with the flat center cap and then the spokes coming out. And then a true all-terrain tire on that bad boy. Check that out, really cool. You got that little Rivian sticker there on the side. And then orange mirror caps, but the interior is what makes this thing so special. Look at the quality. You got these little cutouts in the seat. They almost look like little carabiners. A two-tone design, and it looks like a cork dashboard. And then there on the screen, once again, Rivian always having fun with their graphics. You got that little like camper on top of the R3X. You got your climate control there in the bottom. Similar infotainment system to what we've seen in current R1 products. And then once again, another screen there in front of the steering wheel. And as we make our way back here, similar motif, just taken to 11. Fantastic spoiler here with that center little divider there. Oh man, guys, this thing is awesome. And the charge port right there on the side of the vehicle, the rear quarter. I would love to pop that open and figure out if that's a NACS connector. I suspect it would be, because you should be able to start charging Rivian vehicles on the supercharger network starting this month, most likely with an adapter. So it does have a front storage setup. The R3X is going to have that tri-motor design. And then at the very front of this vehicle, I really like the toe points. So it's not that high. We don't know the ground clearance. I'm going to guess 8.5, 8.7 inches, Subaru levels, but you got the integrated recovery points front and center there, so you can tug it out if you get stuck. You may see some YouTubers here, because this is a very poppin' event out here. Look, folks, unfortunately, we don't know much about pricing or delivery time. So that vehicle, the R2, we know goes on sale starting in 2026. You can order it now, and it starts in the mid $40,000 range. But that's bigger than the R3. So I would guess, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, and don't quote me on this, but I would guess probably 35, 40 grand starting for the R3, single motor. I think, if I was a betting man, once again, they didn't announce it, but probably manufactured in their new plant down south. Production of the R2 actually starts in Normal, Illinois. And then timing, I just don't know. They didn't announce an on-sale date. So a lot of details we don't know, but really excited about this vehicle. And if they built this into a truck, little tailgate there, that would be awesome. This would be such a cool little truck. And then, yeah, overall, folks, I'm just unbelievably excited about this vehicle. Look, Rivian makes a fantastic product, but they're $70,000, $80,000, $90,000. To be able to get one that's $35,000, $40,000, man, that's an attractive prospect. Cameras in the mirrors. Got a couple more cameras up there on the windshield. One more look at that interior. A little bit minimalist. I would prefer some buttons. It's got stocks though. Listen up, Tesla. Let's keep the stocks going. So folks, let me know what you think in the comments section below. Sorry for all the craziness and for the lack of details. We'll know more hopefully in the near future as Rivian starts rolling out some more specs. And if you want to know more about the R2, check out alltfl.com.